And now the journey goes a little bit along the lifelines, because now we will talk about field attachable connectivity. And this is a very important topic because somehow you are building your machine in the field and you don't have the opportunity to work with pre-assembled cables all the time, because there's a half a meter missing and a small hole you need to get through. And anyway, it is so important to have a robust and reliable connection which is easy to handle. And how this is working and how this is built up in our portfolio, I'm happy to welcome Matthias and Max on stage, and looking forward to learn something about field attachable connectivity. Thank you, guys. Looking forward for your insights.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kilian. So where's our presentation? So hello everyone. Welcome to the next session. In the next few minutes, my colleague Max and we will give you some hopefully interesting information about field attachable Ethernet connectors. But before we start, let me give you a statement. So field attachable connectors save up to 25% time and simplify your installation of Ethernet networks. We will come to this topic a little bit later when we show you some products and when we speak about the assembly process in detail. So in this session, we would like to give you an overview about field attachable connectors at Harting. Harting offers a lot of interesting connectors in this field. Today, we would like to speak only about Ethernet field attachable connectors. So, but before we start, we have to speak about field attachable. What is a field attachable connector? So, I think maybe you have an idea about it, but before we start with our session, we should have a common understanding about this topic. And for us, it's quite important because we see some difference between a field attachable connector and a connector where we need special tools, crimp tools, etc., and so on. So what is our understanding? A field attachable connector allows you to make field connections at your application. This is quite important. This is one important point. The second important point is you didn't need any special tools except a wrench or a side cutter is needed. This is more or less my personal definition of a field attachable connector in comparison to a connector solution where you need a special tool for a crimp tool for something like that. This is the main difference between a field attachable connector and other connector solutions. So field attachable connectors offers a lot of customer benefits. Here we have some of them. The first important thing is the reduction of assembly time up to 25% in comparison to a connector with crimp termination, for example. A further big benefit for the customer is this helps to simplify the installation because we have less single components. We will see that a little bit later. For our connectors, for example, M12 connectors, we have just 5 pieces which we need for the assembly process. And at the end, we have a huge portfolio, not only for Ethernet connectors. Besides of this interesting application field, do we offer also some solution for power and other applications. One question to you, Max. What do you think about field attachable connectors? Do we have a common understanding about this definition? Can you work with that?
More or less. Overall, I'm at the same side as you. Thank you, Matthias. Nevertheless, there is one further product which we need to take a look on it. Perhaps this little cube here is saying you something. This is the pre-link connector. Yes, I have to admit we need a hand tool. But this hand tool is a real wonder weapon into the field. Due to the hand tool, we have a lot of advantages. We have, for example, a 100% reliable assembly process. Furthermore, we have a fast and easy handling. And last but not least, we have a flexibility with the pre-link, which no other field assembly system have. So this we take a look as well in this session. But before I go into the details, of pre-link. I'm very happy that I can give back to Matthias, who will show you now the M12 and M8 Harax system. So, back to you, Matthias.
Yeah, thank you, Max. So we talked about field attachable connectors, and I told you that Harting offers a huge variance of products. So for Ethernet application, so like a bunch of flowers. So as you can see here, I prepared a bunch of flowers equipped with a lot of our products. This shows our innovative products in a combination with a nice bunch of flowers. Here, for example, we have RJ45. Here we have different kind of M8 and M12 connectors. And now I think it's time to let us have a detailed view in our connector solution. So I will start with the M8 connector at first. So, for example, here I have one of our products. This is an M8 connector. You can see this with a decoding mating phase. This connector type will be used mainly for Ethernet application up to 100 in Mbit. So, and here, for example, can you see, yeah, I hope you can see it. Yes, it works. So you can see how many single parts are needed for the complete connector. Here we have, for example, the lock nut. Here we have the shielding, the sealing element. Here we have the shielding element, and here, for example, we have different wire managers for different kind of application. Here, for example, we see printing according tire IR 568B, and here, in comparison, the printing according to the P&O standards. And finally, we have the connector body. That's all what we need for a complete assembly. So I prepared something in advance, so you can see it here. We have to put through the cable to the lock nut, also to the sealing and the shielding element, and finally we have to bring the single wires to the wire manager. And then we have this kind of assembling status. And finally, we have to cut off the single wires and put it in the right direction. Where's the coding? So here, put it together and screw the part together, and that's it. So now you can see how easy it is to assemble this kind of connector. This is just one example for our M8 connectors. We offer this kind of connector solution in different variants. For example, we have a male version, we have a female version, and we have also a push-pull version, a Harting push-pull version for our M8 connectors. Now I will come to the next connector. This is a brand new product in our portfolio, and I'm really happy to present this kind of product to you. Here we have an X-coding connector equipped with the IDC termination inside. We will see the detailed view in a few seconds. So here we have, for example, a connector for screw locking. We will have this connector with male and a female version, and also with push-pull, according to the new push-pull standard. Component which we need for the M12 X-coding connector. Here we have also a lock nut. Here we have a different kind of sealings. We can cover a cable range from 5.1 up to 11.2. Here we have the sealing carrier, and here we have a new complete part. This is our shielding element combined with a wire manager. And finally, we have 4 different versions: male, female, and the push-pull version, male and female, according to the new push-pull standard. So in comparison to the M8, we have a complete new wiring system, wire managing system. So we have put through the cable also through the sealing system and also through the wire manager. And here we can see the main difference. We have to dismantling the cable, and we have to put all single wires in the separate chambers. So here you can see also we have enough space for crossing if needed. And this connector solution can be used finally up to 10 gigabit data transmission. So, I would say that's all from my side, and I would now hand over to my colleague Max again, and he will present you something about pre-link and give you some information about the RJ45 multi-feature. Thank you for your attention.
So, what I want to show you is the pre-link system, as I promised, and want to show you how easy it is to assemble it. And for this, I prepared some steps here. First of all, of course, we have the cable preparation. It is always the same. Now I have to check that is in the right field. So we have the cable preparation at the first step. And that the pre-link is very easy, or the reason why the pre-link is very easy to assemble is as well this little cube here. So you see there are different colors on the wire mapping here, and you just need to insert the single wires of the cable into the pre-link tube. Due to your value time, I prepared this step already. So you see here the pre-link tube, which is now onto the single wires, and I always drill the end here so that we have a good fixation of the pre-link tube. Furthermore, I put the wire mapping off, and now the step comes where we need the hand tool, the wonder weapon for this pre-link. We insert it, and now you will see that on one side we have the IDCs which cuts into the single wires, and at the same step, simultaneously, the end of the cables will be cut. So easy it is to have a final pre-link tube. And now you have a high flexibility to put this pre-link tube in all kind of different connectors. I want to show you some of them. Here, for example, okay, we can take this camera. Oh no, this camera. So here, for example, we see different solutions like M12 X-coded, M12 D-coded, but as well different RJ40 solutions, as well as a hand push-pull, for example. All this is possible with the pre-link, and all this is possible with the pre-link portfolio very easily. So you just clip in the pre-link tube into the single connectors, and that's it. And we have as well a solution which going from the wire to the PCB directly. So, and how this looks like, I want to show you as well, of course. So we have here a prepared cable. As I show you at the first step, we have the pre-link here, and now we just simply connect it, click it in, close it, and that's it. So easy it is to assemble the pre-link. And we heard Fluke before, and I am very happy to have Nigel as well on the stage, and he will show us how good the performance is now with the pre-link, with the just assembled cable. So, hi, Nigel.
Hi, thank you for inviting me back.
You are welcome. I'm very happy to be here.
Me too.
So what do you think? What performance does it have?
Shall we bet on better than gigabit Ethernet?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
So it's measuring.
It's measuring, and here you have better than gigabit, better than 2.5, better than 5 gig, good for 10 gigabit per second Ethernet.
Perfect.
Yes,
so
thank you. Can I have this?
Yes, of course. You can take it. For your private house or something?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I will use it in my office.
Oh, perfect. Thank you, Nigel.
Thank you.
So you see how easy assembly of a pre-link works. But of course, I know as well, some of you say, I don't like a tool. And if you don't fall in love with the pre-link now, I have as well another solution. And let's start with some questions. So the first question would be, do you like to cut single wires when you assemble an RJ45? I think no. The second question would be, if you like to assemble faster. And I think there is the answer as well clear, yes, of course. And therefore we have the RJ45 multi-feature in our portfolio. So here as well, we have at first the cable preparation. We have here the cable, and then we just put out the wire manager out of the RJ45 multi-feature, and we see as well here the wire mapping and how easy we can insert the single wires into the wire manager. And I prepared this as well, and this looks like this in the end. And now it's very easy to put everything together. We just click in the wire manager into the connector, and then we close the connector. And if you're strong enough, of course, just have the power to do it, but it always depends as well on the cable and of your strength. If it's not working smoothly, you just take a simple plier to help and close the connector. While this, we can as well close the cable gland at the end. So just put it on and wait a second. I tighten it a bit, put it on and screw it. So now it looks a bit unfinished, and here the big advantage comes. You just need to pull out the single wires of the multi-feature and you are good to go. This is how easy this RJ45 multi-feature works. And I also want to show you why this is and why this is so easy. I brought a picture. I hope the camera can see it. Perfect. So let's move it. So this is the inside of an RJ45. And we see the blade in the back. This is the red marked circle, and the IDC in the front. And with the IDC, we connect the cable to the connector, and the blade cuts in the end of the wire. And these are not all advantages of the RJ45 multi-feature. We have as well an angled version. So this angled version is very flexible as well. You can have it in all 4 directions as you wish for. So if we take a look, we have here the RJ45, and we just clip in the angled version, and you just can change it in another direction, to the left, to the right, up, down, as you want. And we have as well 4-pole version, 8-pole version with a wide range IDC. So from AVG 22 to 26, everything is possible. And the new design of the pre-link as well as the multi-feature is perfectly fitting into, for example, Siemens field applications, as a Siemens scale and switch, for example. So these are our solutions for field assembly. We heard about Harax, pre-link, and multi-feature. I hope you get a good impression of our solutions. And if you need further information, just check our website, call us, or get in contact anyhow.